Today I'm going to be showing you a pretty simple and extremely delicious recipe for roasted rosemary potatoes. You're going to need potatoes, either russet or red, salt, pepper, olive oil, rosemary, and garlic. You also need a knife and cutting board, a big mixing bowl, and an oven tray. Now is the time to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Potatoes grow on the ground and come with lots of dirt stuck to them, so start off by giving them a thorough rinse in cool water. Now it's time to chop the potatoes. I like to have different size pieces. Some that are a bit smaller and get crispier because they have less insides to heat up, and others that are a bit larger and stay softer because they have more body to hold the heat in. This first potato is an example of a smaller chop that will crisp up. And now is an example of a thicker chop that will be softer in the end. Toss the chopped potatoes into the mixing bowl as you work to keep your cutting board clear. I alternate, cutting about half the potatoes thicker and half thinner until all are done. Now we prepare the garlic. I press the head until the cloves fall out, and then smash each clove with the flat side of my knife to loosen the skin. The skin can then be easily peeled by hand. My garlic had some green spots, so I cut those off, but this is optional. Once your garlic is skinned and optionally greens removed, it's time to chop. You don't want thinly diced garlic because it will burn. Pieces that are about 1/3 inch are perfect. Once chopped to the size, add the garlic to the potatoes in the mixing bowl. Now give your rosemary a thorough rinsing in cool water. Rosemary has a thick stem that's unpleasant to eat, so peel the leaves off the rosemary in areas where the stem is too thick. This is an example of a part that's too thick to eat. If it's thinner than this, it's probably okay. Once peeled, chop your rosemary into small pieces. This can be pretty haphazard. I'm just piling it and chopping randomly. Things don't need to be even, just small enough that you're not getting noticeable bites of needly leaves. Place the chopped rosemary into the bowl once done. Now we season. I have about 4 large russet potatoes worth of stuff in my bowl, and I'm going to season in 3 rounds. I want to call out that potatoes can take a lot of salt without feeling oversalted. So myself, I add a very, very heavy pinch of salt, and like 30 cranks of black pepper and a healthy drizzle of olive oil before tossing the potatoes around in the bowl. I then repeat the seasonings with another huge pinch of salt, more pepper, and more oil. Toss again, and then finally, my third huge pinch of salt, more pepper, and again some oil. I give one last toss, and now it's time to give the ingredients a super thorough mix by getting either your clean hand or a spoon into the bowl and rigorously moving things around. Now dump the potatoes onto your oven tray and slide them around to reduce overlap. Ideally, each potato has access to the oven tray below and the air above to cook evenly and avoid steaming, but this doesn't have to be perfect. Just get things into as much of a single layer as you can and use multiple oven trays if needed. Try not to drop one like me. And with your tray set, slide it into your 425 degree preheated oven. After 10 minutes, come and open your oven door a crack to let steam out. Remember that steam is the enemy of browning and crisping. After another 10 minutes or 20 minutes total, rotate your potatoes 180 degrees to encourage even cooking. This also releases steam. After another 10 minutes or 30 minutes total, I look at my potatoes and release steam. These are not nearly brown enough. At 40 minutes, the potatoes are close, but again, not quite done. There's some golden, but no browning, so I put them back in for another 5. After another 5 minutes, or 45 minutes total, these are really close. Some people would probably pull them here, but I like mine just a little bit darker, so I go 5 minutes more. After those 5 minutes, 50 minutes total, mine are done and look just right. Some of the pieces are more done than others, just how I like it. It's important to taste the potatoes while they're still hot so you can add salt if needed. Blow on them first so you don't burn yourself, of course. I have my salt sitting out in case I need to add a sprinkle more, but to be honest, I make this recipe so often and have made it for so many years that mine tastes perfect. They don't need anything. The potatoes vary from crispy to soft with just the right amount of flavor, and the garlic is delicious, salty, and rich as well. The smell of rosemary fills my apartment, and the herbiness takes this dish to the next level. To say this is an incredible potato recipe would be selling it short. Shout out to my mom for teaching me this recipe years ago. Most of what I do is still pretty true to that original lesson. Also, thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below describing your experience with this recipe or what you want to see next.